By the way, we're going to post, all this information will be posted online. We're going to designate a specific area where people can go and they can look at all the hard work that Alan and Jason put together so that they can actually track the information that is provided. Because the base year is 2011, we took the perspective that the base year is 2011, and you're either going to add or subtract, and based on that addition and subtraction, you're going to be able to see where the total amounts of money were spent or were allocated. What's important here is this is all funds, not the operating funds that are in the deficit reduction plan. And the reason we did the all funds is because we were hearing from the community that there was $9.8 million, 9.8, 9.8, so on and so forth. So we had to start with the all, that was our beginning, and then basically we whittled it down based on that perspective. So this infographic is all the funds, and then at a certain point in time we have to talk about, can we create another infographic that talks about the deficit reduction plan separately? So we wanted to make sure we answered this first, and all this information is grabbed from the AFR. So if you go in the AFR, it's an actual document. Third party actually does the actual document. We do not. Alan just went in there, he found the actual information. He didn't go to the budget information because the budget information could be misleading as opposed to the actual information. And so the actual is literally how you performed in the race after the race has been completed. And so if you go through this, it has all the detail up and down. It'll all be placed online.
I wanted to explain how that.
Which one? On behalf?
Yeah, on behalf of the special ed, how they affected the
Okay.
total general fund. Okay, so what I've got here is the total general education fund. This is the bulk of the budget. And what we're going to look at a couple things because these numbers stood out to us. On behalf payments are paid by the state of Illinois. They're not budgeted for by the district. The district doesn't even see these funds. But that's this money that's going to the teachers' retirement for the certified personnel. So we wanted to say, well, since we don't see that money, we're going to back that out, and that's going to give us a new number without that. And then we said, okay, what if we back out special ed non-program? Then where does that leave us as far as what our numbers were? And we did this not only for the total general fund, but we did it for all funds at the bottom of the spreadsheet, so we could do a comparison there as well.
Right. The on-behalf is a flow-through. So we're required, the state is required to make the payment on behalf of the district. We are expected to book it to our general ledger and be noted in the AFR. So we have to note that it's there. The reason we took it out is it doesn't jive with the $9.8 million that was originally we were chasing. It's actually backed out of that number from the all funds. But it's here as a placeholder so that people can see how it's over time it has gone up. And that's an actuarial calculation that's performed by the state. The state makes the payment on our behalf to TRS, and we have to note it. Anything else?
We'll go to the recap, the expense recap.
Okay, give me a second. Ready, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That one?
Yeah.
You want this one?
Yeah, for
Okay.
Okay. So one of the things that I looked at was, okay, we have all this information and it's 8 pages long and there's a lot of numbers in there. So how can we break this down so it's easily understandable and somebody can look at the numbers and see what the results are? So as you can see, in special education, we've added the pre-K, special ed, and the special ed pre-K. Now, according to Dr. O'Malley, we haven't had any pre-K programs, and this money is actually special education money. So I just wanted to point that out. You can see I've added some percentages over here. So out of instruction, 75% of the instruction was special ed, and the other 25% was the remainder of instruction.
You can talk through it. I'll score that.
Okay. Quit it. And keep going down. Until we get the next color coded right there. Okay. So then we looked at the total general education fund, and we did the same thing. Now, as you see here, LASIK itself was $957,000 of the increase. So that was 95% of the total support service, community service, and non-program funds. The other $46,000 was the remainder, which includes the administration. So you can see that really the administration is running very lean. Okay. As a percentage of the total general education fund, it's about 25% for special ed and LASIK. Okay. And then the total instruction was 827. Operations and maintenance and debt services, if we come down some more. Okay. $1,220,000 for the total of those. Like I said, if we had the transportation municipal retirement, we've got municipal retirements $335,000. Transportation was another $143,000, and then we backed out the tort fund and the debt services fund, which is how we came to the number of $206,000. Okay. Okay. And then Jason came up with a couple of variations on the infographic, and this is what we're going to be sending out now. This is an earlier version, so we have to adjust the numbers on here and some of the titles, which he's already done. But this is what's going to be sent out to the community.
And here are some other versions.
Yeah, I think Jennifer, are we good to go with the village, or?
Once this was looked at by the board and we get the final blessing tonight, I will get in contact with him to see if there's the opportunity to still send it out by December water bill.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions?
That's good. Thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Any other questions or communications? Thank you. Finance.
Finance, we met just prior to this meeting. One of the things that was brought up, as mentioned at the beginning of this meeting with Dr. Schilling, the targeted deficit spending for this year was supposed to be close to $600,000. And through the course of the work of the board and the staff and the administration, I'm hitting 130 when 600 was expected. The board is working, the staff is working together, the administration is working, and that's to come in the third year and to be that close to balancing out and over a $400,000 difference is just amazing. Also coming up with that, we do have the tax levy hearing that is scheduled for December 11th, and also a hearing for the administrative limitation cost. Both of those need to be posted. They will be December 11th at 7 o'clock p.m.
Thank you. Any questions from the Finance Committee? Thank you. Negotiations we'll talk about in closed session. Going to the IASK, Mike.
I went this past weekend to the III conference, which I encourage the board's members to attend. It was very informative. There's a couple things that I attended. Also, one of them just off here that I have the paper is community engagement process and needs assessment. So they give you a rundown and give you all the information, basically what we're doing, a lot of it is, and just it gives you a little highlight, a little check-off sheet so you know where you stand and how you're doing. The main focus seemed to be, and you'll see it with the bottle filtration with the water. But the main focus is with the safety programs, 9/11, all the programs, 911, the safeguard, the panic buttons, the cameras, what's out there. That was the basic thing downstairs. They have a room with all that technology, the phone systems that are out there. And we talked to a couple of different ones, and I got a little bit better idea about the phone systems and what they're talking about and how they actually work for the schools on that, and different backups that you can have for minimal costs on that. Also, the police department, or rather the state troopers, you can get them to come out at any time and get them to talk to the kids about everything and anything. They're more than willing to come out on that. And then also, I don't know, I know by before January 15th, I guess the big push next year is going to be changing the ways for powering the schools and stuff. So by January 15th, we would have to talk to somebody to get the grant money, if there is grant money available for this. I don't know, we got a flat roof here, solar panels. They have a flat roof here that would help cost with the cost, and they pay for the material and stuff. So just a thought, something to look at. Like I said, there's more information. There's, I forgot how many pages here, 145 pages of different information. And guest speaker, the first woman, I won't even be able to remember her name. I didn't write it down, so I don't have it in front of me. But she was talking about how she came up through the school systems and a lot of different stories that she came up with. And it was really, she really grabbed your attention and had a good lesson to learn that it's not evil, or rather that it's not race that's dividing the country, but it's either evil or good that's dividing what the company is. So, I mean the country is. So, but anyways, it was very interesting. And also then you got your delegate when you were for the delegate assembly.
Right.
That's you.
Just went
So,
to the delegate assembly, listened to the issues, and we voted, and they passed a couple and they denied a couple. So great. Any other questions with the ISB delegate? Thank you, Mike. Old business? New business. We do have our board policy first reading update, so Sarah will pass out a booklet to you. Next month, we plan to go over any changes that the ISAB is recommending, any changes. This is how we're supposed to keep our policies up to date. So please read them thoroughly and come with your questions. And in January's meeting, we will approve them if we find that that's what we want to do. Board comments?
Yes. I know you've heard it before, but I'm going to extend on. We're working hard, and we're working for the community. We're working for the kids. There's a lot of us out in public. I strongly urge you guys to talk to us. Don't listen to rumors. Don't listen to social media. If you have a question, you hear something, you see something, ask us. We will talk to you. We will provide every bit of information we can by law. These are volunteers sitting on this side, and we're here for you. We're here for your children. So help us, help the community. Talk to us. Bring your comments and questions to us and help us out.